Alrighty, hey there guys, Adrian Acassi here, aka JetBro95, coming at you guys with another video. So in this video, guys, is going to be the first video of the Denver Broncos theme team, guys. I told you guys last time on my theme team video for the Seahawks that I was looking to make a second theme team and I was leaning towards the Broncos. Well, I've decided to make it. So, with the Broncos theme team, I've made it to the point where I'm only missing one big player, but well, two, because tomorrow there's going to be Seth Joyner coming out, but I don't give two shits. I just don't. So, I'm not really concerned about making it without DeMarcus Ware. And right now, I think I'm at a pretty good spot in terms of where we are for the Broncos theme team. The Broncos did get a couple of good upgrades with the with the Gridiron Guardians promo. I'll showcase that to you guys when we get to them. But I do want to thank you guys for the love and support on the Seahawks theme team, guys, and I hope you guys can show some equally great support with the Denver Broncos theme team. And also shout out to my new thumbnail editor, Toxic Chetty. He's the guy who made the thumbnail. Go follow him on Twitter. Link will be in the description. You know, go give him the praise he deserves for his thumbnail because his thumbnail is fantastic. But let's get into the Broncos theme team, guys. So for the first player, I'm not going to harp on this one too much for Russ because he was on the Hawks theme team, or he is on the Hawks theme team, but here are his stats in case you missed it. And also just a heads up again, this card you can only get from getting the free Amazon Prime pack that you have linked to your EA account. This is the only way you can get this card for your team. So that is why I have him. That is why I'm using him as the starting quarterback for the Broncos. I just will not touch Tim Tebow. I refuse. He can sit on the bench all he fucking wants. I am not touching that Tim Tebow. I just won't. Jerry Jeudy was the card that the Broncos got for the Gridiron Guardians. Now this receiver is pretty good. I like this guy from a stat standpoint. 89 speed, 85 catch, 86, 87, and 84 for the route running. I also like his after the catch stuff. Now, I have not played a head-to-head game with the Broncos theme team yet, just because simply there's nothing really for me incentivizing to play this game. Like, I just don't feel the need to play online at this moment because there's just no rewards and there's just no reason to. Hopefully they bring it back rewards soon, and hopefully the competitive pass or just the passes in general are better than what they have been for the past month, because this has been it's not been fun. It's not been fun to grind out and get very minimal rewards. However, the same cannot be said for the first receiver on this team, and it's Courtland Sutton. This Courtland Sutton is actually pretty good for this team. I'm not saying he's the best receiver in the game by any means, but I love this Courtland Sutton. I have him on the Hawks theme team just because we need a receiver. But obviously, once I start getting receivers for the Hawks theme team, he's not going to play. I love this Courtland Sutton guard. 89 speed, 92 jumping, 89, 89, 88 for the catching stats, 87 mid route, 88 short route running. But what I love about this card is his size. He is a big bodied receiver at 6'3", and I put red zone threat on him, guys. Red zone threat. I really could make an entire video about how broken red zone threat is. It is insanely good and it's insanely overpowered. I definitely think people should have at least one on their offense, especially if you're struggling to score in the red zone. I think red zone threat is an incredibly good ability overall. But Courtland Sutton, I was one of the first 5,000 people to get him, which is really not saying much because not many people were going after this card. So we also have Javonte Williams as my starting back. My scheme, how I do things for my team, is a little bit different in terms of running backs. I don't use multiple backs. I only just use the one running back. So I'm just using Javonte Williams for the team. And if you are somebody who does that, that's fine. But I just use the Javonte Williams for this squad. But he's 86 speed, 85 excel. He does come with Freight Train. He actually does come with Bulldozer, but I swapped that out for Balance Beam because I want to try out Balance Beam. I'm not the biggest fan of Bulldozer this year. I don't like the animations it gives. I don't know, maybe that's just the fact that with the way the game is playing right now and the movement and everything. But at the same time, though, I used it on Marshawn and I just didn't like it. So, yeah. But Javonte is pretty solid overall. He's a big back. He's pretty fast, too. And definitely one of the most, I think he's pretty underrated, in my opinion, especially in the real-life NFL. So we also have Tim Patrick here. He does actually see the field for me, but obviously this is a big drop-off for receiver quality in terms of the team because Tim Patrick is only 84 speed, which is not the best. He is 6'4", so his next card will be insane, especially since he's a deep threat, and deep threats also do get red zone threat, much like physicals. So his next card will be a really big red zone guy, but I'm not really a fan of this card right now. We also have Noah Fant. He's also on the Seahawks team. He was part of the Russ trade that brought Fant to Seattle. But 87 speed, 88 catching. Now, the biggest issue I have with this card is he cannot get short in elite because of the fact that he's 84 short route running. That tilts me so much. Like, all he needs is literally a +1 to his short route running, and he gets one of the best abilities in the entire game. But unfortunately, it is not the case. He does get deep out elite if that's something that tickles your fancy. I don't know why I just said that. But if that's something that you're interested in, he does get deep out elite for 3 AP. But I am not interested in that ability personally because I just don't like deep out elite. Especially this year with not having the time to be able to throw those deep routes consistently. I just don't give two shits. So for the Broncos offense, like, we definitely do need some linemen overall. Like, the Broncos offensive line is not the best. I do think they do need to get, like, a lineman very soon. As you can see, I got another Seahawk player filling in for his for the left guard because of how bad the Broncos, but how not very good the interior, or even just in general, how not very good the Broncos offensive line is in general. Now, I have Teron Armstead here just as a filler as well. I could cut Teron Armstead for Garrett Bowles, but I don't want to because Teron Armstead. Good. So for their abilities, guys, here's what we're rocking. So we got 2 lifeguards on Teron Armstead and Gary Zimmerman. I talked about this on the Seahawks team. Both abilities, lifeguard is incredibly good and incredibly great bang for your buck in terms of, like, edge protection. So if you're looking for something to help you get more time in the pocket, this is an ability I would definitely recommend. We also have short and elite red zone threat and yak 'em up on Cortland Sutton. We also have short and elite on Jerry Jeudy, Javonte Williams with balance beam and freight train, and then Gambit and closer on Russ, just because we had 1 spare AP. So I decided to put Gambit on Russell. We got 50 out of 50 Broncos. You know, again, I'm definitely loving where I am right now with the Broncos team. I did not think I could get this close to it. Like, you know, the players that I was missing, the majority of them were all on defense. I spoke about it on Twitter. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, link in the description. I spoke about it on Twitter that I was missing a decent amount of pieces for the Broncos team on defense, and we actually did end up getting those today. Thank God for Payday Fridays. That's all I gotta say. Now, no, I didn't buy packs. I didn't buy packs to get these cards. No, I bought coins from my sponsor on an alt account and then sent them over to here. I did not buy coins. Packs. I promise you, I did not. But we'll start off with the corners. So first we have Champ Bailey, the newest corner for the Broncos team. Came out Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So this Champ Bailey is a relatively new card. 92 speed, 92 excel, 90 play rack, 90 man, 90 zone, and 90 and 85 press. Now, I have the in the zone purple strat item on this card on this team, so that's why I have +4 zone. Definitely do think I might grab the ball hawk one for plus man and a zone, but the issue I have with the ball hawk one is it only goes for cornerbacks. Maybe when the ball hawk, when that one, if they get an epic rare of that one, maybe that goes for every DB, and then I'll look to pick that one up because that will probably give, like, incredibly good boost. But Champ Bailey, like, I'm actually very surprised. One thing I was really surprised with was his spin and juke move, because, you know, he could actually be a kick returner for us, but for me. But for overall, I love this Champ Bailey card for the stats wise. I'm hoping he plays really good. Again, I just have not played head to head. I just don't feel the need to because there's really nothing to play for. We also got the Von Miller. Now this one, my homeboy hit me up with it, or not my homeboy, my bud hit me up with it. He ended up pulling this out of a reroll and was gonna sell it. I'm like, or you could just send it to me and I can use it for the Broncos theme team. And he's like, oh yeah, that's right. So shouts to him because, yeah, definitely was needed. He's the guy that made the thumbnail, by the way. So yeah, 86 speed, 87 excel, 89 strength, 90 power, 88 finesse move. You know, Von Miller is very, very good. You know, even just seeing him play on this team, even just through solo challenges, I've actually been very impressed with this Von Miller card. I think he is incredibly good. He's probably the best pass rusher in the game. And he does get 3 AP edge threat, which is very, very nice. Because if you know, for outside linebackers, pardon me, it is 4 AP for outside linebackers. So, there's that. We also have Sam Adams on the team. This one I also did not know until like maybe about a couple of days ago. Sam Adams actually did play for the Broncos, so I don't need to go switch out team captains if I were to do like a strict Broncos team or like has to play for the team type of thing. But Sam Adams played for the Broncos, so that's good. So I had no idea about that until like a couple of days ago. We also have Patrick Surtain. You guys have probably seen, if you've been playing with the Broncos team for a while, you guys have seen this card a lot, but I'm showcasing him off here just because, you know, it's my first video with the Broncos team, so, you know, it is what it is with that. But 87 speed on this team it's still good. Like, Pat Surtain is still pretty good in terms of his speed. He's got good man. He's got good zone. He's 6'2", which is something I love. I love his size being 6'2" in this game, you know, because, you know, we all know how important height plays in this game. So I love it. Then we have Bryce Callahan. Height is not something that this guy is a very strong suit of, but make no mistake, this guy is not that terrible. 87 speed, just like Patrick Surtain, but 88 excel, 87 man in zone as well, 86 press. You know, he's like a mini-me version of Patrick. You know, he's a mini-me Patrick, but you know what? I mean, he plays my slot corner. I'm not going to have him deep downfield playing one-on-one against the big receivers in the game. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play him in the slot, let him work the underneath routes. And, you know, that's why I got short route KO on. I'm like, let him play those drags, let him play those, you know, quick outs, those slants, let him play those and knock those out and shit of that nature. So, we got Justin Simmons in the free safety slot. We got Steve Atwater at the strong safety slot. This is one of the reasons I was so concerned about making a Broncos team about a few weeks ago, was because this card was like still 300K. But he dropped down to 200K today, so I think I thought it was a good time to pick him up and, you know, build the team. But he has 89 speed, 89 acceleration, 88 zone, 90 hit power. Now, I might get the power up and fully power this card up to get some of the discounted abilities. My thing is the fact that I don't necessarily think it might be worth my time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it'll be worth it. So that is probably why that's one of the reasons why I'm thinking of just skipping out on it. And I know Seth Joyner's coming tomorrow. I can get the power up version and just put him in here for team chemistry and just work on the power up while it's going on. I think the way they've done power ups this year for the Legends promo has been absolutely atrocious. It's one of the biggest driving forces behind the Pack Strike movement is because of that. So. But we're moving on, guys, for the Broncos team. We'll talk about the defensive abilities. So this team is a very man-to-man heavy team. I noticed that a little while after getting all the cornerbacks. This team is very man-to-man heavy, so I'm gonna embrace that with this team. I'm not a man-to-man guy, but I'm gonna embrace it with this team a bit. So we got Von Miller with edge threat, Champ Bailey with inside shade and universal coverage, Steve Atwater with pick artist and reinforcement, Pat Surtain with mid route KO, Bryce Callahan with short route KO, and then we just have Justin Simmons with the Zone Hawk X Factor. Yeah, that's basically it. Now, there's a lot of good cards on this team that could have absolutely been able to see the field, like Shaq Barrett and Randy Gregory. But the one thing I noticed about this team, like immediately, is the pass rush on this team is incredible. You know, outside of, you know, Von Miller, you got Randy Gregory, who's a solid pass rusher with like 80 something, like 84 speed, I think, like 84, 86 speed on this team, 85. Okay. So he's got like 85 speed with 87 finesse move. So that is pretty solid right there for a pass rusher. Shaq Barrett is in the same category as well, and he gets pretty good ability as well with under pressure. I actually think he plays my edge, but You also have DeMarcus Ware. Also got, you know, interior defensive pass rushers like Sam Adams. You know, Derek Wolfe is a big, meaty, girthy, fat fuck. So it is what it is with that. So for special teams, we got the punter with Sam Martin. We got Cade York. I just picked this card up because I missed an ice field goal with the Seahawks team. I missed an ice field goal against the guy in all Madden seasons, and I was pretty salty about it. I ended up losing the game afterwards, so yeah, I was pretty mad. So I decided to say, fuck it, I'm gonna go get a kicker that can get clutch kicker, so I'm not dealing with that, having to worry about that ice the kicker bullshit. And then for specialist guys, we got Javonte Williams as the workhorse back, Jerry Jeudy in the slot for the receivers, for slot receiver. We got Bryce Callahan for the slot corner, as I mentioned. Von Miller and Shaq Barrett for edge rushers. This will become DeMarcus Ware once we pick him up. And then we got Derek Wolfe and Sam Adams in rush DT. For sub linebackers, we got Kenny Young, and I'm using Cam Chancellor just because the Broncos don't have solid users or solid sub linebackers. Like maybe soon, like they'll get like a good linebacker upgrade, like maybe they get like another, like, you know, a Kareem Jackson or something like that. Like they definitely do need a user. That's the biggest weakness on the defense, is in the user spots. But like defensively overall, one of the best secondaries from like my first impressions, just looking at this team, one of the best secondaries in the entire game. A very good 1-2 receiver duo now with Jeudy and Sutton, and a solid running back with Javonte Williams. But obviously, there's a lot of good, but there's a couple of holes that definitely do need to be addressed. For strategy, guys, we're using the Broncos offense on this team, and we're using the 4-6 defense. I decided to go back to the Broncos offense. I think it's just the best. It's the most well-rounded playbook in the game, in my opinion. It's got great runs, great passes, good under center, good shotgun, great balance of mix, a good run and good pass plays. So I like the Broncos offense in terms of that. We still have our normal strat items, and then we have the team affinity Broncos, and then visuals. We just have the Broncos stuff. So that is going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy my first video with the Denver Broncos theme team. If you guys did enjoy, hit the like button below and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Definitely we'll look to do this alternating with the Seahawks theme team. So next Friday is going to be the Seahawks, and then the Friday after that is going to be Broncos. We're going to alternate them. That's why I wanted to do a second theme team, so I had videos to do on Fridays. So I'm not sitting there going, yawn, so. But thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.